X's and O's on the KFAN Minnesota Vikings Radio Network and Vikings.com. Here's Mike Zimmer, head coach of the Minnesota Vikings. And with Rick Spielman filling in for you a couple of times, the team went 1-1. It's just appropriate, right? Because I know how frustrating it must be to you, Coach, that you can't get this team on a roll, really one way or the other.
Yeah, we win a couple games, and then next thing you know, we we lose one we shouldn't. So we got to put it all together down here on the stretch and finish this season strong.
With the Green Bay Packers coming up Sunday night, we'll get into that in a little bit. Then we close the season, regular season-wise, against the Bears at US Bank Stadium. Before the Rams game, your mom hugged me, and I mean, I don't want to breach enhanced protocol due to a hug from your mom. I mean, I loved it. I'm never going to turn it down. It was warm. But what do you think? I'm not going to be in trouble, right?
That's your problem here, Paul, not mine.
Your mom really loves these games, doesn't she? I mean, she obviously wants you guys to win, but you can just tell that she's really proud, not only of you as the head coach of the team, but just being at the games with the energy. She loves it.
Yeah, she does. She was a football coach's wife for 35 years there when he was coaching. So she knows a lot. She knows when to tell me to blitz and when to run a draw. She loves the draw.
If like after a game, sadly, that you lose to the Rams, is she consoling like, Mikey, it's going to be okay, honey, it's going to be okay?
Sometimes she tells me what I should have done better.
That's great to have an elite football mind as a mother. Now, any chance when you're in Green Bay, all right, you're going to be in Green Bay with a game at 7:20. You got the Eagles in Washington playing at noon, and all of a sudden we care about that. Are you going to watch that game?
I don't know, Paul. I'll probably continue to study up until game time.
What are days of games like for coaches and players when you have a night game? I remember at Chicago what that was like, but are there like walkthroughs or meetings and stuff?
Yes, typically we have a walkthrough in the morning, and then a special teams meeting, and then kind of on their own until we get ready to go to the stadium.
What led you to do the fire them up in the huddle speech before the Rams game?
I just felt like it was important that I tried to get the energy up on our team that day. So, it's not the first time I've done it. There's times when I feel like they need to hear from me.
Did you consult with like Dalvin Cook, even though he wasn't there? Maybe call Drew Brees and see what it's like to go around in a circle in that huddle?
No, that was all me.
Were the players surprised when you did it?
I don't know. You'd have to ask them. I think they're not used to me doing it, so that's for sure.
Mike Zimmer, Paul Allen, X's and O's, KFAN, Minnesota Vikings Radio Network, and Vikings.com. As the head coach, as the team's leader, heading into a week of practice, awful loss. At this stage of the season, is it, I don't want to say are you obligated, but is part of the job keeping spirits high?
Well, I think that's like that all the time, especially after a loss. I think throughout the whole season, you have to kind of read the team, see where they're at, and then try to, get them where they're concentrated and focus on this next ball game.
In a season that has been full of surprises and a lot of tightly contested games, the fact that you've been +2 in the take-give and lost 5 games, I mean, you've seen everything and you've won a Super Bowl. That's unbelievable, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really shocking to even have that. It's like 80% when you go +2 in the turnover margin, and we haven't been able to finish some of those games. Anthony
Barr, your linebacker, had a couple of picks in the game against the Rams. What did he or the defense do well on those plays to suck Stafford into those throws?
Well, I think, Paul, the biggest thing was, we did a nice job in the coverage part of it. We were able to flush him, get him out of the pocket, and then, he tried to make a couple throws that he probably shouldn't have.
Could you sense early in the game that he was dancing a little bit and jumping around?
No, I always try to see, his demeanor, these quarterbacks' demeanor, how they go, and then try to add things off of it or take things away.
How would you qualify or describe Aaron Rodgers' demeanor?
Cool. He's very cool.
Cool, calm, and collected?
Yes.
There are some, I've heard some, and it's not you. I mean, your opinion matters more to me than others, but is Aaron potentially having the best overall season of his career?
Well, I don't know. He's had an awful lot of good ones. He's playing terrific. He can put the team on his back and go win games. When he's got the ball in his hands, it's I kind of liken it to when Barry Sanders had the ball in his hands. You're just kind of holding your breath every single play.
Now with Aaron and with that offense, I guess the road I'm going down is they're changing the offensive line all the time because of injury and COVID or whatever. Aaron Jones in, Aaron Jones out. They lose Marquez Valdez-Scantling, Tunyon the tight end. And that's a lot to work around. But when you have a guy like that, he can cover a lot up, right?
Yeah, he doesn't seem to miss a beat, and offensively they don't miss a beat. They're very talented, and obviously he makes a goal. But Davante Adams is an outstanding receiver. Aaron Jones is really good. Dylan's a heck of a back. So they just had some moving pieces, but they don't seem to miss a beat.
With Davante Adams, unlike some other high-end receivers, he doesn't seem to get lost during the course of the game. Like people, elite football minds like you may change things, take it away for a little while, but don't they find a way to keep going to it?
Yeah, they can isolate him in a lot of different ways, whether it's crossing routes or short screens or a lot of different ways to get him the football, and he's very dangerous with the ball in his hands. He's an outstanding receiver, runs great routes. When
Aaron Rodgers is hit early in games, does it impact him the way it does some other quarterbacks?
Not typically. He got hit a couple times early in the Bears game, and it didn't seem to bother him any.
Mike Zimmer, X's and O's on the KFAN Minnesota Vikings radio network. What are some keys overall to slowing Green Bay's offense?
Well, I think number one, you have to do a great job in the run game. We didn't play the run as well as we needed to last week, so we have to kind of make it into a third down game. If we can get it in third down, typically we're pretty good in that area. But the red zone is going to be huge, and try to get some pressure on him when there's opportunities for us to do that. What
are some ways, Mike, your offense can complement your defense in a game like this? I mean, playing a game a keep away, trying to dominate that time of possession?
I think that's always important, but having the ball in our hands at the end of the game is going to be a big test. We want the ball in our hands. Obviously, we want the lead when we're doing it as well. But we have to do better in the red zone. We have to do better in third downs, and those are two big areas that offensively we get a lot of yards, but those are two big areas that we have to do better.
Now with Dalvin Cook in Sunday night's game, what has to happen for Dalvin to play?
Well, right now, he's eligible to come back on Sunday, so he'd have to get to the game. If the protocols change, then he'll be ready to go here tomorrow or next day.
Okay, so that wouldn't be a travel-in day of the game?
Yeah. Yeah, if it's 10 days, yes.
Yeah, holy cow, that could change everything for the NFL if it works. I mean, then maybe you can travel into some games day of,
Yeah, it sounds good to me.
Lastly, with Andre Patterson, first of all, with his bout with COVID, how is he doing?
He seems to be doing better. It was down in his lungs a little bit, he said, and he's had a fever. But he seems to be doing much better now. I really, really miss him. I miss him in the meetings and all the things that he helps me with. It's just hard when, it's like the Wizard of Oz. You hear him talking through the microphone, but I wish he was here with us.
He and with Andre, he's co-defensive coordinator, but he's been your right-hand man for so long. So, like during the course of a game, where did you find you were missing him?
Well, a lot of times in the running game, talking to him about third downs, running game, some of the games on third downs, substitutions, things like that. He's so good with making adjustments on the sideline, and that we did miss that quite a bit.
Good luck on Sunday night. Thanks for the conversation, okay?
All right, thanks, Paul.